Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another reaction. Today we have another one requested by Ruruchi and my executive producers, and this is the other one that isn't Flowers of Purgatory, and I loved that song. That was also requested by Ruruchi, and I'm not sure if it's the exact same group or if it's just sharing some members, but I love that last song, and apparently this one didn't make it to this album either, so it's like, dang it, those tend to be the best ones, in my opinion, so we're gonna have to see if that happened twice in a row. I'm really excited to hear this one. I've been waiting for it for almost a month now, and here we are, so without further ado, let's go! Gotta have the metronome. Oh. Kind of started pretty immediately. Ooh, ooh. That's different. Oh, it's just as cool. It's equivalent already. Yo. Oh man. That's such a cool bass sound. Great tonality. I'm stranded here, frozen in this winter, hoping for your fire. Oh, 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 oh. Ooh, it's even more alt than last time. Hell yeah. Dude. Spiraling again, scaling down this mountain, it cradles my descent. They're still staying with like a similar sound to that last one. It's not exact, but it's really close. I mean, you could really tell that this is largely the same people, if not the exact same group. I just don't remember. Is that the same female vocal? Like the sweeter one and this like heavier lower register? Is that the same vocalist? It sounds like two different people. Little hard style. Crusty. Dude. Hell yeah. God. Their sound is immaculate. I don't know what else to say about that. Truly, like I was kind of at a loss for words last time despite my yapping. And I'm there again. Like, this is such a cool sound. I don't hear this often enough, if ever. This is a sound that just, it needs to be more present. It needs to be more prevalent. Why aren't more people making music like this? This is so interesting. It sucks that there's not more people making this sort of a sound. This is so unique in its own way. By kind of taking everything that's identifiable about their individual genres, shoving them together, they've created this new thing. It's like a new subgenre all of its own. Subgenre? Subgenre all of its own. And that's beautiful. I absolutely adore this. They did it again. Of course they did it again, right? Like, they did it the first time, it was great, they did it again. What more can I say, right? Apparently a lot, because I'm going to. So, I love the chord progression of this one. I love the one of the last one. I love how they handled the emotional shift there. This one does it as well, slightly more tactfully, in my opinion. It's like they evolved since the last time, and it's really nice to hear this, because we have something like that's beautiful, like an F, and drops into like an A minor, B flat, up to a C. You know, you can hear how that kind of hangs. You know, there's... You know, you can kind of move those around, and it does happen with like... You know, like that's kind of what the main chord progression of that first section is. The second one, where it like gets into the heavier, more alternative sound, it kind of drops from this into B minor and does like D minor, C, like... And it sounds a little bit more poppy when I play it like this, because it's just the difference of how they're handling the song. But that is kind of what happens here. And it just very almost 50s in that way, that like kind of a bop style of things, a little bit more Motowny, you know. It's just kind of fun to hear those sorts of chords used in this way, but that's kind of the reason that the alternative sound works for it, because it's this brighter sound that brings you up a little bit more, and it sounds more energetic as a result. And of course, all the guitars and everything adding to that energy, but it also sounds heavier as a result of that. If I play it on the piano like I am now, it sounds a little bit too bouncy. So that's the importance of choosing your instruments for your genres and knowing what works where. So while this chord progression is a little bit more bright and largely happier, and especially if I play it like that, it's got this bounce to it, you can immediately soften it by going down to something like that, and it still brings you up. Of course, you can also just skip that entirely and go down to like, and then it has a heavier weight to it. So like emotionally, this song could go anywhere, and it does visit those a few times. Like I mentioned, with how they're structuring, placing these chords, it feels like there's more emotional growth in this song than anything, because they do vary it quite a bit, and that variety is what makes a song feel more complex. It's not just 4 chords, it's not just 6 chords. There becomes this point where you shift around the pattern of the chords so often, and you visit so many alternative ways to structure out these chords, that the entire song feels more emotionally complex. Like there's more happening, because you're being brought in a different emotional direction every single time, depending on what they want to play for you. Add all the instrumental changes that happen in this song, and you have a track like this that encompasses a bunch of different emotions all at the same time. Like when it goes into that electronic section, it does basically the same chord progression that the alternative section was. Like it kind of just uses these, you know, it just borrows the same set, but at the same time, it sounds completely different because we're not getting it in the same way, you know? So as the song evolves and the motions of it change, the emotions of it change, you're going to have a different experience every single time you hear a different passage of this track. It's really bringing you through the ringer of whatever story they're trying to tell. In this case, I think it's very similar to what they were doing last time with like a relationship story. Works very well, especially for the emotional roller coaster of it all. So I think that's a really good subject to tackle. I'm still not positive if this is the exact same group either, either, because while I do have the credits for this one and I have the credits for the other one, this one is like an auto topic upload. So all of their names are like their names versus the other upload, which had a bunch of like their screen names. So that's different. And I don't know if those are actually the people. I know some of them are, like Aqua, the one who uploaded it and is the topic upload for this one. I know that they're there because that's a part of their name as well, but it's like, what about the rest of them? You know, I'm not recognizing the same names here. It's very possible they are the same people. A lot of them did sound very similar. I'm still kind of wondering if that female vocalist was the same person, because if so, holy range, you know, like not just vocal range as far as the notes go, but like the intonation range, being able to flip from this like soft, more cutesy tone to this like much more alt heavy, like flyleaf-esque vocal. And that's really fucking cool. So I love that sound. I love that they were visiting these other tones and allowing the vocalist to kind of reflect that as well, instead of keeping them just all within this weird pocket. Because like if that softer vocal had been used during that alt section, it would not have hit as hard. It wouldn't have sounded as good. Tonally, it would have been clashing. So they knew what they were doing with allowing these vocalists to do their things. And even things like having the person who put in the hardcore section in here, letting them do that, you know, like letting that speak for what it needs to in the storyline as well. And like I said, it did have the same chords basically as that alt section did, but because of how it's approached, it sounded vastly different from the rest of it. So you can never really place all these things into one category, because this song is a new thing. Like I mentioned at the end of the reaction, this is a whole new situation going on here, a completely new sound, and every single person involved was adding their own to it. And I love collaborations like this as a result, because it's that artistry that makes it so much more intriguing to hear. It's not just the one or two people making a song and you kind of start to pick up their patterns of what they all sound like, and every single song starts sounding kind of samey after a while. This is something new because everyone's involved and they all have their hands in it at different points. And that will shift depending on what song they're doing, who's writing it, who's the head of the group, and who has the idea of the original song, you know? The same thing happens with groups like Flavorfully. They all work on a song, but it's whoever starts the lyrics, whoever starts the instrumental, whoever's handling the mixing, whoever's handling the general instrumental structure of it all, that changes the entire sound of the track. And while you can hear some similarities to them, there's never one song that sounds exactly like the next one that comes out, and it makes it a lot more fun to listen to them as a group. Same goes for these, and I love their work for it. So fantastic work yet again. 10 out of 10. Loved it. I want to hear more. Hopefully they're working on another one. I don't know. I think this one came out this year, so maybe next year. We'll see. But I'm done yapping about it now, so thank you all so very much for watching. Thank you to Lyricist for putting this into the queue. I know I misspoke earlier with the name on Ruruchi. My bad. It's actually Lyricist. I don't know how I messed that up. I think I just read the wrong name on my list. My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. My bad. I'm shitty. I'm a bad YouTuber. I'm sorry. Either way, though, if you want to request something else for me to get to, by all means, drop in the comments below, and I will do my best as always to get to those. Or if, like Lyricist did, you want to guarantee that I listen to something, you can go to my Patreon or my YouTube memberships, where you can force me to listen to something. It doesn't matter what it's from, who it's by, if it's good or bad, none of that matters. That's why it's a guarantee. But if you don't want to do any of that, maybe just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that. And I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye.